Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on February 29, 2016 at 10:57 p.m. in Birmingham. And topic is new news about Cern and NASA. This is actually old news, but it's not been out there too long. It's brought out by Rob Skiba. And But if you go to a site, if you want to hear the whole thing, there's probably a lot of them, but it's CERN, NASA, and the Nephilim Connection. It's Justin Full and Michael Hur, Hur. And this is a talk blog site. And they're talking about the NASA sending up a supposedly satellite, but it's not quite what it seemed, and he did not give a date. I looked for it and I couldn't find one. But what it did, you had one booster, and it appears one satellite's going up, but when it had got up there, the booster dropped off, and of course these things continue by their own amount of fuel that's on each. And then it split into four. So 4 mini satellites went up with one booster. And this is what they're talking about. And this is why they say that NASA and CERN are fully connected together. And here's what they're talking about. Now I'm going to jump back. Do you remember ever seeing this on Google Earth sky and finding a blue object way in deep space? You had to look on a place that was totally black and zoom in on it to see it. Well, I found this about 3 years ago one day just by accident, and I hadn't been looking for it, and I hadn't seen anything about it. It's just something I found, and I thought, well, that's no big deal. Light infraction from the sun, it's off the Hubble, and it was one of the deep field pictures. And but it wasn't that. It's something else. Now they're showing pictures of it as having 3 tails, like a comet with 3 tails. Is showing it blue in color, but again, showing it in V shape when they get up close, but showing 3 tails. I didn't see any of that stuff. I just remember seeing a blue shape like so, like a V, not connected down here. And I remember seeing it, but I also thought it was nothing and ignored it. But now it's all over the place. So maybe I should have looked a little bit closer. I didn't. But the point is, CERN supposedly is dead and gone, which is hogwash. CERN, as I mentioned one time before, is you can't accidentally do something with CERN. It has too many places on it that too many people would have to do at the very same time to screw it up. It's like launching a nuke. You got to have a certain number of people that put in certain codes at the very same moment and all in agreement that whatever they're doing is what they're supposed to do. And one man can't go in one day and turn on the key and hit the starter button and blow it up. That's what they want you to believe. But that's hogwash as well as I know it's hogwash. So if you have CERN, and it is built on a portal, by the way. The portal's name from way back was called Shiva, and now the iron goddess statue that stands in front of the building the Hadron Collider is a statue of Shiva, the goddess of destruction. It's an Indian goddess. So that's on a portal. Now you have a portal that, like these giants they took out of one cave in Afghanistan that killed a number of people before our people disabled him. And there's a talk about that you can find. Rob Skiba's on it too. And the man that actually flew the plane or airlifted it first to an airport, then flew C-30 transport and flew it to Ohio. Guys, you in Ohio got this thing, this Nephilim in your backyard up there somewhere. Anyway, talking about that, and back to Cern, back to navigating this thing in such a way that the collision on ground or underground is allowing a point, an invisible point, to go up, and it is either controlled by these 4 satellites that takes it and points it in a certain direction that they say opens a portal out there, so that out there can come here a lot quicker. Now, when you hear it like that, it sounds like, maybe they're onto something. But at the same time, Cern has 7 stories worth of cameras, each of them taking 1 billion snapshots per second. Yes, that's a B. So they're watching for something. They want to see something. They have seen something, but I don't think it's brought in from out there. I think it's behind the veil. The veil is very thin. How do you think the Lord travels here and shows himself to certain people in Iran today, and shows himself to people, women that are being tortured by their husbands because of Sharia law? There's thousands and thousands of people coming to Christ in Iran, in China, in other places, in North Korea, in other places around the world. Christ is appearing to them. Well, I don't think he's traveling from heaven. I mean, he is, but yet it's still a veil, something that our physical bodies can't see. So I think that's how everything else kind of lines up. But I'm going to say one more thing, and this is going on by Rob Skiba, and this is why I think Rob Skiba is wrong on this, very wrong. He's talking about the same thing. He's talking about, well, God gave Noah 150 years notice that he's going to destroy the world by water, so build a boat, make it this big. Here's how you make it. That he would also warn us, give us a 150-year warning. And he said, our technology has light speed in only 50 years. So he said, maybe we have 50 years behind us, so we may have 100 years left. Disagree 100% with that statement. I believe that when God said, I'll bring my people home and I'll plant them in the land I gave to their forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that land I will put them back in, they'll never leave it again. That is the generation that'll see the return of Jesus Christ. That generation is 70 years. Now, Rob Skiba added up 70 years is about up now. And then we have 7 years tribulation, which I'm going to be out of here when that goes on. But I just wanted to throw that in to perk up this Cern. It's got a burn-up engine because somebody tried to start it when it was already running. And these 4 satellites up there beaming down high-speed elevators to pick up people, carry them up, and take people from up there and bring them down. And I can't believe this old thing shut off on me right here. And it's supposed to give me a 10-second notice. It didn't say nothing. Anyway, I wanted to get that across. I wanted to tell you about that. But I do have, and I'm going to do 2 short ones that I need to tell you about. And both of them, you really need to take interest in it because it's a reality now. But there's also an ending that's favorable if we let it be. Jody Wolf Expoz.